Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Great to have you here. Intel was once the undisputed king of the semiconductor world. For decades, its processors powered the majority of personal computers. Its Intel Inside logo became one of the most recognizable technology brands in America, and the company represented something bigger than just CPUs. It represented American leadership in advanced technology. But somewhere along the way, Intel lost its edge. The company that once set the pace for the entire chip industry suddenly found itself chasing competitors like AMD, TSMC, Apple, and NVIDIA. So, what happened? Intel's story begins in Silicon Valley in 1968, when Robert Noyce and Gordon Moore helped create a company that would become one of the most important forces in modern computing. Intel pioneered increasingly powerful microprocessors and became deeply connected to the explosive growth of the personal computer. As companies like IBM and Microsoft helped create the PC revolution, Intel supplied the brains inside millions of machines. Its x86 architecture became an industry standard, and for years, Intel's biggest advantage was not simply designing great processors. It was manufacturing them at a scale and efficiency competitors struggled to match. For much of the 1990s and 2000s, Intel appeared almost unstoppable. Faster processors arrived generation after generation, and the company enjoyed enormous profits and market power. But the semiconductor industry was changing rapidly. One of Intel's greatest strengths eventually became one of its biggest weaknesses: manufacturing. Intel historically designed and manufactured its own chips, giving it extraordinary control over the entire process. But as semiconductor manufacturing became dramatically more complex, keeping up with smaller and more advanced process technologies became increasingly difficult. Intel suffered major manufacturing delays, particularly during its transition to newer process nodes. Meanwhile, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, perfected a different business model, manufacturing advanced chips for companies that designed them but did not own massive fabrication networks. This allowed companies such as Apple, AMD, NVIDIA, and Qualcomm to leverage TSMC's cutting-edge manufacturing capabilities. Then came AMD's comeback. After years of struggling against Intel, AMD introduced its Ryzen processors in 2017 based on its Zen architecture. Ryzen dramatically improved AMD's competitiveness in consumer CPUs, while EPYC processors challenged Intel in the lucrative server market. Suddenly, Intel was no longer fighting a distant competitor. It was facing a serious threat across multiple markets. Apple delivered another major shock. After years of using Intel processors in Macs, Apple began developing its own chips. The introduction of Apple Silicon demonstrated how powerful and efficient custom-designed processors could be, while reducing Apple's dependence on Intel. And then the AI revolution changed the definition of computing power. NVIDIA transformed from a graphics chip company into one of the most important technology companies in the world by dominating the hardware and software ecosystem behind modern artificial intelligence. While Intel remained heavily associated with CPUs, NVIDIA became synonymous with AI accelerators and data center computing. But Intel is not simply accepting defeat. The company has been pursuing an ambitious comeback strategy centered around new processor architectures, advanced manufacturing, external foundry customers, and massive investments in semiconductor fabrication. The goal is bigger than simply selling more CPUs. Intel wants to become a critical part of the global semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem again, and potentially challenge TSMC. That makes Intel's comeback one of the most important stories in American technology. The stakes extend far beyond Intel's stock price or market share. Semiconductors power smartphones, cars, data centers, military systems, artificial intelligence, and virtually every major digital technology. As the United States seeks to strengthen domestic chip manufacturing and reduce dependence on overseas supply chains, Intel has become strategically important to America's technology future. The question now is simple but enormous. Can Intel regain the technological leadership it once took for granted? Intel's rise was one of the greatest success stories in American business. Its decline is a warning about how quickly technological leadership can disappear, and its comeback attempt could determine whether America remains a dominant force in semiconductor manufacturing, or whether the future of chips belongs primarily to companies and manufacturing ecosystems outside the United States. Intel didn't lose the chip crown overnight. It was the result of years of technological shifts, manufacturing challenges, strategic decisions, and increasingly aggressive competitors. But the same company that helped build the modern computing era is now fighting to reinvent itself. The next chapter of Intel's story could be its most important yet. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.